Hi guys, welcome to Covert Narcissist 101. I'm Kate. Welcome to my new subscribers and thank you for subscribing. And welcome to my old subscribers. And today we're going to talk about, this is the part 2 of the Narcissist Secret Codes, Covert Narcissist and Secret Codes part 2. This is when the narcissist is saying something to you, but is different, it means something else different, So we'll start with you're miserable. Usually this happens when you are trying to set your boundaries, or maintain your boundaries, or enforce your boundaries with a narcissist. So they'll come at you with they say you're miserable, or don't take out your misery on the kids. This is code word for even though I have like 6, 7, 800 supplies, I am still not happy. I am miserable over here. But if I can convince you that your life is not going as great as you think it is, or you are not over there moving on with your life and getting things done, if I can convince you that you're miserable, then that way I'm not the one feeling miserable. I'm not miserable. So I'm gonna go ahead and tell you that you're taking the misery out on the kids, that you are miserable, that you shouldn't fool yourself, that you're miserable. That's what that code is. When they tell you I am miserable, or that you are miserable, or don't take your misery out on the kids. This is normally, like I said, the reaction to you probably trying to enforce some boundaries that you've set with them. So they come at you with that, trying to remind you probably if you're still single, how they have, you're miserable obviously because you're single. So, but like I said, that's code word for, even though I have 500 supplies on my side, I am miserable. So, but if I can tell you that you over there somehow getting up every day and do what you need to do, that you are miserable, then I can feel so much better. Don't fall for it. All right. 2, you haven't achieved anything. You haven't achieved anything. This is when a narcissist tells you, for whatever, maybe anything that happens or whatever, them maybe flaring up again about something, maybe another boundary that you're trying to maintain or you're trying to set. You just want to enforce your boundaries. You're not exchanging words with them or anything. You just want to enforce your boundaries. This is when the narcissist will come at you with, you haven't achieved anything. Since I left you, or since you left, something like that, you haven't achieved anything. Now, if you hear this from a narcissist, I need you to clap for yourself. It means you're doing wonderful. It means you're doing great. If a narcissist is telling you how you haven't achieved anything since the relationship ended, or you guys went your separate ways, or rather they left, they always sneak out like thief in the night. So if they're telling you this, I need you to clap for yourself, because it means you are doing something right in terms of moving yourself forward. That's what that means. So, but I'm telling you this, if I can convince you that you haven't achieved much, that you haven't done much, I can tell you how, I can convince you that, without me, that, I was I made a huge difference in your life, that you haven't achieved anything since I left, or since I left you. Whereas deep within me, I know that you've just showed me that I was useless. That you have been able to achieve more with me out of the way. But let me go ahead and try and convince you you have not nothing, that you haven't achieved anything, that your life got worse since I took off. That is a narcissist. That is a code word for that. You haven't achieved anything. Is them trying to tell themselves, or remind themselves how useless, how useless they were to you, how in the way they were to you. So now that they're out of the way, you've done so much, that they were trying to hopefully convince you that you haven't moved an inch. Nothing has changed in your life. But like I've said in previous video, they are the ones that are stagnant. Okay, So next one is everybody's talking about you. Everyone's talking about you is code word for narcissists. Or there are so many. I see so many people circulating around you. I see so many people laughing and joking with you. I see so many people kind of still relating you to. Maybe some of their friends are still relating with you. You know, I see too many people. So let me go ahead and tell you that these people are talking about you. Everybody's talking about you. That way, you will on your own cut off from these people so that I can achieve what I want. Because I don't know of all the out of all the smear campaigns I've been doing and saying shit about you, these people still talk to you. Why? So let me go ahead and tell you that everybody's talking about you. So that way you start looking at the people you are still communicating with. People are still hanging around you. You know, you can start looking at them weird. You can start looking at them strange, thereby cutting off from them. That way I can get what I want. Those people are not around you, because I just realized I'm the ones that people might be looking at weird. People might be looking at strange, because everything I've said about you, they are still talking to you. So that means I'm the one that they're doubting now. You know, that's code word for the narcissist of everybody's talking about you. Okay. Maybe you don't have a visitation, or you don't have primary custody of the kids. They'll come at you with you're not spending enough time with the kids, even though they fought with you on custody. They've tried to keep custody of the kids. Why? Because you want custody. So when they come at you with you are not spending enough time with the kids, even though you know you are spending every time that the court appointed, even some the kids, this is called for the narcissist to telling you, take these kids off me. Come and take the kids off me. Even though I fought for custody, but I don't, like we already know, I don't want the kids. I don't want to spend this much time with the kids. If you can just come and get them, take them off me. But I don't want to make it look like I don't want them. You know, so I'm going to go this route of you spending more time with the kids, even though I know that you are spending this time that allocated to you and then some. But if I put it that way you will know that I'm trying to push the kids away, that I'm trying to do my own thing. I have to have my own, I need my own time. I don't really want these kids, even though I fought for you in custody, because the only reason I fought for custody with you was because that's what you wanted. And God forbid you get what you want. So the code word for a narcissist to push the kids off you when you don't have custody, or have them spend more than time, or enough time, or too much time away from them, is you're not spending enough time with the kids. When you know damn well that you are, and you spend every chance you get. But they're not going to say it that way, because it has to be said in codes. Okay? All right. So the next one is you're not doing things in the best interest of the kids. You're not doing things in the best interest of the child. You know, that's code word for I've never been had the children's best interest at heart. So, but if I accuse you of it, then you shift focus. Then you have you defending yourself about putting the kids' best interest at heart. Because that way you start defending this stuff when I know damn well that that's all you're about. But because that's not what I'm about, and I can't tell you that I can't really put the children first, because I don't know what that means. I cannot put the children first, because I'm all about me and what I need to get done. But since I cannot come out and say that, this is what I'm going to say. I will say that you are not doing stuff in the best interest of the kids. That way, I can get you caught up in defending yourself while the focus shifts on me, while I distract you with the fact that you are actually the one that is doing stuff from day one in the best interest of the child. So when the narcissist comes at you with some of this stuff that I listed here, you have to, of course, remember not to defend nonsense, like I said in the previous video. You know, because if you got out of bed on Monday morning, as tired as you were, as in pain as you were, you managed to get up and get up and leave the room and go outside and do what you need to do. When somebody shows up and start telling stories of how you were in bed all day on Monday, and you know them well that you weren't, that in as much as you had so much pain that day, you were able to get up from that damn bed and went outside. Now, if somebody comes and start telling stories about how you were in there in bed all day, you couldn't get up, do you waste time to go and start defending yourself about how you got up, about what time you got up, that you actually out? Even though these people actually saw you that day on Monday, saw you outside, but they're telling people about how you were in bed all day. Do you waste time to go start defending that stuff when you know they know that you were not in bed on Monday, that you got up, you were outside? So that's what it will look like when you start defending some of this nonsense. If you know you are putting the kids in best interest at heart, if you know you are spending a whole lot of time with the kids and then some, if you know that people, talk or not talk, you're relating to who you're relating, you don't really care about who is people that you are friends with or that you're in communication with, that of course you're not going to be listening to somebody saying that they are talking about you. If you know you've achieved a lot since the whole relationship ended, you know damn well you have evidence that you have achieved a lot. If you know you're not miserable, regardless of the fact that whether you're attached to somebody else or you're by yourself, and you know very, very well that you're not, why then would you spend time to go defend or try to convince the narcissist when you know they know that you are doing much better? So you don't validate the nonsense. So when the narcissist comes at you with all these codes, you know what to do. You know what to do. You don't internalize it, you don't buy it, you don't process it. Just like water on the duck. I mean, isn't it water on the duck? Rolls right out. Brush that off. Brush that off your sword and keep walking. Because you know the fact, you know the truth, and most of all, the narcissist knows the truth about you. All right, guys. That's all I got. Of course, like, share, subscribe. Let me know. Comment. Let me know what you think. If you haven't subscribed, please do. And of course, get your mind together. Get your mind right. And everything else will fall into place. I will see you in the next video.